Right, here we are. This is the best pie I've ever made. It's taken me 4 years, but it's absolutely fantastic. Come on, let's get cooking. Right, this is where this amazing pie starts, with about 900 grams of rump steak that I've cut up. We're now going to put that into a pan, just a regular saucepan, and we're going to try and get some caramelisation going here. Right, take a saucepan like this, add around about a tablespoon of, I'm using rice bran oil, but you can use peanut oil as another oil that is a high smoke point and will do the trick nicely. Right, once that comes up to speed, we'll pop our chopped up rump steak in there. Once your pan's up to heat, in with your meat. Now what we're after here really is to caramelise this meat, and using what's called the fond, which is the caramelised part of the meat that sticks to the bottom of the pan, to add flavour to the gravy that we're going to make for these beautiful steak pies. Right, for our stock we're going to just crumble oxo beef stock cubes, and we're going to add 200 ml of boiling water to that. Meanwhile our beef is still bubbling away there. That liquid will evaporate, and then we will add our stock after we get the caramelisation we're after. Right, let's add our boiling water into the stock. Here we go. Now into that stock we're going to add a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce and half a tablespoon of soy sauce. And now we're going to add quickly a grind of black pepper, okay, this part couldn't be more important. If you can see there as I'm pulling the meat away from the liquid, that liquid's starting to thicken. So this is the beef fat and the water within the beef combining and evaporating. Soon all will be left will be a very thick gravy here, but by then it will start to caramelise on the bottom of the pan. At that stage, before it burns, we'll take it off the heat. But for now, we just need to get to that stage. Now you can hear that getting really loud, and that means that almost all that liquid has disappeared and it's starting to caramelise. As soon as it does, I'll take it off the heat and I'll remove the beef. Right, now that is all evaporated, we're left with this beautiful meat. I'm going to get some onions, chop them up and throw them right in. Right, let's get this onion chopped. And miraculously it's all chopped. Let's get it into the pan. Now I want to get some earthy tones into this gravy that's supporting the meat in this pie. So 2 medium-sized butter mushrooms, chop it as finely as you can. Alright? Right, still on a very low heat, got the onions in there, in with our finely chopped mushrooms. So we're just going to let them sit there on the lowest heat we can, and then lid on. Okay, this is all soft now, and see that fond come away from the bottom of the pan, which means we can add our stock in. We can add our meat back in now. Alright. We'll stir that. Beautiful. We might have to add a little bit more liquid to that. There we are. Wow. That's glorious. It's now lid on. Still at the lowest heat you can find. Then we'll come back and look at it in half an hour. Right, now the filling's all done now and it's cooked right through. I'm leaving it to cool. In the meantime, we're going to put our pies together. And the first part is to blind bake the base. So what I'm going to do is let this short crust pastry defrost, and that's what we're going to use for the base of the pie. I'm going to use puff pastry for the top. But we'll blind bake this first and I'll show you how in a minute. Right, that's defrosted now. We're going to make up some egg wash. 1 egg plus a tablespoon of water. Right, I've just whisked that up. Right, let's start with this first one. Cut it out about 1 centimetre wider. It's actually defrosted more than I wanted it to, but we shall persevere. So about 1 centimetre in diameter bigger. Now what we're going to do, I'm just going to put a little bit of flour there so that it doesn't stick while it's baking. Here we are. Now when you do this, you want plenty of overhang because this will shrink during the blind baking. So you've got plenty of overhang there. Now cut a piece of parchment paper, put that at the top, and I'm going to use a Boreo rice. You can use chickpeas if you want. Just pour that in there, and this will weigh the pastry down while it's blind baking and keep it from puffing up. There we are. And that's ready to go into the oven at 180 degrees for 10 minutes only. I'll do the other one, put them in the oven, and then when I take them out we'll come back. Alrighty now, the pies are in the oven, or at least the bottom pastry part is, and I'm now cutting the lids. I'll pop them over there. These can be exactly the same size as the pie dish, and then when I come back I will have got the bases out of the oven. They will have cooled a bit and we'll start filling them. Okay, here these are, they straight out of the oven. We'll take little baggies out, give them 5 minutes to cool, and then we'll put the filling in. Rightio, now that these have cooled, we can fill them. Might zip through this part. Right, now have I got everything ready? Yes I have. I'm going to make 2 different pies, and I think you might be able to guess what the second one is. One of my favourite pies is a steak and cheese pie. The way that the cheese melts into the steak is just absolute heaven. So I'm going to make one just total normal steak pie here on the right, and on the left we're going to have this beautiful steak and cheese. And I've got some egg wash here, which is 1 egg beaten, and added to that a tablespoon of water. And we'll just brush that there. Rightio, let's put these lids on. Whoops, wrong way around. Should have the sticky side down. And just lightly press these. If you hear a cracking sound, that's the pie crust giving way to your pushing it too hard. Doesn't matter how many holes you put on the top here, as long as there is ventilation, you're fine. Right, second lid goes on. I tasted the leftover filling after I'd put them into the pastry bases. Oh my, it's an absolute cracker. 4 years it's taken me to get this far. I'm so glad that I persevered until this moment so I could share it with you guys. On with some egg wash so that it's nice and golden brown when it comes out the oven. And I'll pop this in, and like you, I'm waiting for the tasting, which won't be too far away now. Rightio. By the way, you want to put these in for 20 to 25 minutes, and when I say 20 to 25 minutes I mean check it at 20 minutes, because it could take anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. Right, I'll give you a look at these. This is straight out of the oven, and look at the colour of these golden pies. Right, I'm going to let them cool a bit. I'm going to get them out onto 2 separate plates and we'll have a tasting. Right, the knife and fork are out, so this can only mean one thing. You'll have to excuse the noise. Someone is using a buzzsaw in their garage nearby. There it is. Right, let's see. Right, let's have a taste. Wow. So you can see, this is the cheese one by the way, you can see the melted cheese on the top here. Oh, that's heaven. That's absolute heaven. Alright, let's, oh, wow. Okay. Right, this one's all about the steak, isn't it? Look at that. It's just, I can't get over how gorgeous these pies are. Wow. Okay. Right, I'm going to sum up now. I've been trying to make the perfect steak pie now for a while. I got close a couple of months ago with my aged Angus rump steak pie, but there was something about the flavour in that, in the beef, that there wasn't enough caramelisation, I think, when I first cooked it and all this. Anyway, the things that I thought were wrong are fixed. I've made this and it's just exceeded my delight. So there's nothing tricky about making it, by the way. It's not a high skilled project, so anyone can make this. 24 minutes was the baking time, 180 degrees Celsius, middle of the oven, fan forced. So thank you very much. I know it's a long video, so thank you so much for sticking to it if you're still here, and I will catch you on my next recipe.